Hey everyone, Wanderbot here, and welcome to the horror at Highrook. I guess I've swapped my PNG tuber out with the kind of vaguely vampire-ish looking one because it's a little bit more thematic. Because this is a card crafting occult investigation sim in like well, Highrock manner, presumably. And there's something occult, Eldritch afoot, and I guess you're trying to either... You're either trying to master it for yourself, or you're trying to, like, figure out the source and deal with it. I'm not entirely sure. Let's see. So we're just going to dive in on this and see how it goes. It very much gives me, like, Cultist Simulator or, I mean, really just Weather Factory vibes in general. And I'm looking forward to that. I like more games that kind of do this Eldritch feel, but it isn't, like, a weird third-person or first-person shooter. Too many games like that, and it's not very fun. They all end up being painfully generic, and so seeing something go more like turn-based card crafty management style seems a lot more fun and interesting. Highrook Estate. Estate, not manor. Highrook, an aristocratic eyrie of cold rock and rain. A melancholy shadow overlooking the port at Black Sands. At the summit of its gray cliffs lies the crumbling edifice of Acheron House. Once respected by the city elite, the Acheron family fell from grace to become the subject of snide remarks and scornful whispers. Lord Acheron was a prominent book collector whose increasing interest in the occult saw him driven from respected academic practice. It is rumored he turned to the Seeker's Communion for support, shortly before his family's enigmatic disappearance. The Seeker's Communion. The Seeker's Communion is a secretive organization of mystics, seers, and exiled scholars. This clandestine group supports occult practices across the city and facilitates a black market for arcane goods. Officially banned by Black Sands Council, the collective continues its work in the shadows. Council investigation. The vanishing of a noble house, however, disfavored, cannot go unexamined by the council. The Black Sands mayor, Lord Alliston, has commissioned a cross-guild team to investigate. A dilapidated stagecoach deposits the party at Highrook. The rain echoes eerily through the empty halls. I'll try and put on a more, like, husky, I don't know, dramatic flair. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to carry it through, but I guess I'm pretty tired, so maybe I can do the huskiness. We will see. It's saying no. Okay, it's loading. There we go. Chapter 1. It's a bird. It is in fact a bird. We hide in the shadows of the world beyond. Adage of the Deep Spire Church. Alright, so... Okay, so we got a real-time, we got a lot of stuff. Welcome to Horror at Highrook, a card-crafting cosmic horror board game. You control a team of investigators sent to examine the disappearance of a noble family from their ancestral home. To progress through the game, you must combine characters and items to complete tasks across the ancient estate. Experiment and explore. There are many mysteries to unravel. If you reach a dead end, turn your attention elsewhere for a while and try something else. A small set of introductory tasks are listed at the bottom left to get you started. Close the window now and work things out as you play. Or you can read the other sections. So game board, cards. Oh, this is very Weather Factory and Cultist Sim. Cards, characters, timers. Okay, so this seems pretty reasonable. Okay, move the camera, zoom the camera, pause, space, open the supply crate. Oh, we've got a couple of things. So we've got Atticus Hawk, Scholar Vitali, and Mechanist Aster. I think there's other characters that we get later too. Let's read the missive first. Dear investigators, by order of the High Council, you are granted license to commandeer Highrook Manor and its associated facilities. You have been commissioned to investigate the disappearance of the Acheron family, the owners of the estates who were reported missing several days ago. The Acherons were well known in the city, and their vanishing is concerning, especially considering a rumored affiliation with the Seeker's Communion. Please treat any evidence you might find as confidential, and report back immediately to the Council when your task is complete. A news report is included to provide further context on this unusual event. Lord Mayor Alliston. All right, seeing as there's going to be a little bit more reading than I was expecting on this one, and maybe it's going to fade away, I'm actually bringing in my reading assistant.
I have been summoned.
All right. I mean, we've got Mechanist
Shell,
Aster.
by the way. I don't know if you ever really introduced me in many of your videos.
You know, probably not.
Because we used to play series together, and...
series don't work on YouTube anymore, and so that's put us in a tricky spot. But yeah, seeing as we're... Scholar Vitali has a lot to say. Presumably Mechanist Aster might as well. And she can read lore and stuff too.
Now, they describe this as a board game. It does... I think the only thing comparable that I've probably seen would be like Mansions of Madness or something, right?
Yeah, kind of. So the closest I could come up with would be like Cultist Simulator, which is very clearly based off of. And it's more recent,
But they seem to be going from room to room, investigating objects. They might have to apply certain tools that they find to each of them. I'm seeing Machine Room, Courtyard, Archives, the Cliff Top. Interesting.
But, so this is very clearly based either on Cultist Simulator or Book of Hours, which was kind of the successor to it. When we actually like get in and rolling, there's something in the tutorials about like various stats and tags that you apply to certain items when combining them together. And that's like a very clear Cultist Sim / Book of Hours kind of thing. The problem is that genre doesn't really have a name. I've seen card crafting, card crawling, something like that. They're very clearly board game inspired, but I don't know if calling it a board game works exactly either. It's a weird new genre that I'm very into.
Looks like you actually have days.
Yes.
Up top, and maybe it's only progressed once you do actions.
Well, no. It's real time. We're currently just paused.
Oh, I see.
Yep. So, okay. I see Mayor Alliston is conceited as always. His presumption that all the city events requires involvement is so tiresome. I suspect that Bleakhurst has been involved for more political point scoring than out of respect for our knowledge. But perhaps I can track down the books that Acheron borrowed from us last year. Vitali sighs and rolls his eyes.
Mechanicus Aster. Indeed, Vitali. I'm equally tired of Alliston's petty machinations, but the High Council provides us with the bulk of our funding, and as such, we are obliged to respond. At least they have provided us with some tools to begin our work. We should take the supply crate to the machine room, where I can extract its contents.
I don't much like Alliston either, but he pays well. I certainly don't trust bookworms like this Acheron chap. Nothing but trouble in all those old tombs.
Atticus shuffles impatiently.
Let's find these upmarket fools and get out of here.
The chest hair on it. You're doing definitely the right voice for him. He even has it written into his dialogue.
I have not practiced that accent, so today...
Also with a name like Atticus Hawk.
Yeah, he's a cowpoke.
Spoken like a true old weather.
Vitali shakes his head dismissively.
Don't worry, my friend. You'll soon be away from the bookworms and back with the woodworms soon.
Fewer insults, more action. Our remaining colleague, a doctor from King Cross, will be joining us tomorrow. We should prepare for her arrival. Aster draws a Mechanist key driver from her belt and approaches the crate.
Okay, so we are currently paused. Time does not pass. I think I can drag things around? Yes. Sometimes these games will actually like push me, unpause as soon as I've moved things, and that's really annoying. So we want to open the supply crate. Let's see, a burnished metal crate of investigative equipment provided by the High Council and sealed with an elaborate mechanist lock. We'll need to take this to the machine room to open it. So we also have the Senville Gazette.
Ooh, so this is a vanishing at Highrook. The Acheron family, one of the city's most eligible houses, has disappeared under suspicious circumstances this week. A delivery boy from Direwich Market is reported to have discovered the family's absence when he arrived at their clifftop manor to deliver tinned fish. The boy, who was subsequently been treated for delirium, is reported to have spoken about seeing the place as if struck by a storm. The Acheron family were not immediately found by local tollsmen, and their servants, a maid and an estate warden, also seem to have been missing for some time. The High Council announced that it has commissioned a cross-guild team to investigate this disturbing occurrence of vanishment. Unique, storable.
Into records. Can I do that with this as well? Cool. Okay, so we've got some other things that we can do. So no task available. Boxes of artifacts and trinkets way down the dust-laden shelves, some locked and others spilling open. Between its creaking stacks, books and folders lie piled in moldering heaps, like papery stalagmites. So no task present. So presumably we can't do anything in any of these rooms until we've actually sent a character in. Looks like the characters may also level up as well. Yeah. Well, I guess we're just going to let time pass. Okay. Click the room. Oh, click the room, title bar, start task. Got it. And so now we can just watch that fill in.
There's the music again. I wonder where it went. Was it just the pausing?
Yeah, it might have been one of those pause. There was still ambiance going on, but if you want, I can read when it's super duper quiet.
Complete, and in a timely fashion.
So we have a night lamp, a mechanist lantern. Well, I guess you can do this.
A mechanist lantern from the Venatus workshops. Its clockwork heart produces a hypnotic hum when activated. The soporific sound, combined with a soft scattering of dappled light, is guaranteed to induce sleep. The act of sleeping reduces the fatigue of all characters present in the room. It may also provide us with lips or inspiration.
Yeah, so those are the different stats.
Okay. I don't see lips anywhere.
Okay, so it's not a character stat. It popped up earlier, but forge in the cliff tops. Okay. I guess let's take a look at some other things.
Equipment note. The following items have been packaged and assigned to your team. Please use them as instructed. Spyglass. High-quality binocular set from the workshops of Ashburg, intended for use in hunts or expeditions. Night lamp. The soporific nightlight. So I think we already looked at that one. Library Codex. Provided by the scholars of Bleakhurst, a catalog of archive filing systems and nomenclature. Good luck in your investigations. Quartermaster Lavinia.
Okay. So spyglass, pair of ornate binoculars composed of burnished brass fittings and oil-smudged leather. Lenses stain the world a watery blue, but their magnification and focus are impressive. So I can take that over here to the cliff top. Let's see. Character support cards, nothing. Yeah, so it doesn't seem like any of these characters... Oh, that's interesting.
I mean, I would assume that he'd be excellent at anything involving observation or outdoorsmanship.
He has skills paths 1. See how cliff tops also has
it's a path.
The paths? Whereas he has incantations is the lips.
Well, yeah, looking at him, memories, secrets, songs, dreams, that scholar... Oh, incantations, that's what the lips are.
Yep.
It makes sense. It's a vocal thing.
Yeah, so each character has their own skills and abilities.
I wonder what tears means.
Don't know. Well, throw that into the archives with him. Start a task. Start a task. So it does look like we are going to have to keep our characters fed. We've got 4 different stat trackers for each character.
They do have a kitchen and a dining room.
Yep.
But do you have food and provisions?
Currently no. So that's why we're sending him to the cliff top. He's going to go hunting.
The freezing cliffside is punctuated by sparse gray trees and treacherous paths. Scrawny goats and ragged seabirds weave in and out of the salt mist. The smog of black sands rises up in the distance. So is this a very steampunk world? They keep talking about the guilds and the council, and this definitely seems otherworldly.
Wouldn't be surprised.
The chapel. Okay, the access to this chamber is blocked by presence of a solid mechanist lock, a clockwork device of dials and pistons that seals the entrance with a web of metal bands. Wiring, okay, leading from the mechanism indicates that it might be controlled remotely, so you'd have to see where those connections are.
Yeah, so unfortunately we don't have too much to do with Mechanist Aster, so we're just gonna wait.
Child room, school room, laboratory, lord's chambers, study, forge, well house, okay, chapel and cellars. An interesting mansion. Is there anything above? It looks like gardens.
Currently no, but I bet there's other floors. Maybe. I bet we get more places to go.
Okay.
Okay, so we've got Raven's Cap.
These ink-stained button mushrooms represent the darker side of foraging cuisine. When eaten raw, the rubbery flesh can prompt vivid hallucinations. Or stomach pain. Would-be Gnostics and cheap lotus eaters often resort to this plant as a free source of short-lived visions. We could eat a handful of these raw, in the dining room, if we're feeling lucky. Consuming these mushrooms raw can provide key or... unfortunately, there's no tooltip for what those are.
Yeah. Substances.
Okay.
Yeah, so mystery or substances, inspiration, or it can make you ill.
I would hope to cook them first. Or is there no...
So you can't cook the Raven's Cap. Task focus, just dining.
Oh, okay. But the meat, definitely.
But yeah, the meat has the tag for cooking. Kitchen.
Meat from a hare. Even though that looks like a solid shank. Like
okay,
steak
so she can
off
cook.
a bone.
I'm going to just put that there for the time being. Oh, right. We also have the cryptic journal.
A small folio of notes and diagrams scribbled in Lord Akron's distinctive hand. Are you paused at the moment?
Yes.
It's written in a more complex cipher than previous entries.
So you can perform a task with this card in the study. Unfortunately, we do not have access to the study at the moment. We're just going to keep searching the archives. Alright, that's some stuff for our characters to do. Unfortunately, the music is kind of cummy-goey.
It's the pausing.
A little bit, yeah. It was a little unfortunate because I generally want to be as time efficient as I can in these games.
Boxes of artifacts and trinkets way down the dust-laden shelves, some locked and others
We
spilling
already
over.
read this one.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Oh, it's the stalactites or stalagmites of paper. You're right.
Okay. Let's see. So we have a basic meal. Nobody's hungry. It's going to last for some amount of time. I'm just going to put them all there. Booster matrix.
A machine overload card traced with mathematical logic and yellowed with time. When used in mechanist devices, this item can aid calculations and improve performance.
I'm going to put that here. I wonder... a single use... I wonder if you just put it into the rest of the room, because it would count as one of the support cards. Probably.
You'd have to use it with a mechanism that requires something like that.
Okay, so we have catalytic powder, which is task support, but for chemicals, substances. We have moon grain, so she can cook something with the moon grain. I think we just keep these characters cycling in the same areas. At least for the moment, we don't have anything else to really do. Eventually, we'll get access to one of these other rooms, presumably. Because, yeah, there's something about accessing these rooms remotely.
The cellars are also locked?
Looks like
Access
it.
to this chamber is blocked by the presence of... Okay, mechanist lock indicates it can be controlled remotely, so that's the same...
Yep. How to find the salt hair, broken twig, and signs of the storm, where the wild things may be. We've uncovered a selection of expeditionary notes that may serve aiding our exploration of the cliff tops. So we also got some more raw meat. Move it over here, start that cooking, and we have Simon's note.
Oh, Simon. Who was Simon again?
The boy.
Ah, the child. Okay. Do you want me to do the voice? Or
Sure.
you? Yesterday, Pa made me get some weird necklace from the cave under the house. Down there in the tunnels, it gets all twisted. It was scary. And I think maybe smugglers left it for him. Pa said not to put it on, but it was shining when I dug it up, like a red star. I wanted to wear it real bad, but it hurt when I did, like nettles all over. I took it off quick. It's in the chapel now, and Pa goes there at night and makes strange sounds, like he's crying. I'm worried he's putting it on and it's hurting him like it hurt me. I hate it. I want to throw it away, but Pa says no. He's grumpy. He shouted at me the other day for doing drawings in his study. So now I play outside now. I don't mind. I like watching the birds, but it feels extra cold today. Oh.
Alright, so let's keep searching that cliff top. It doesn't look like we have anywhere else that we can go at the moment. Looks like you didn't find anything. Let's see, nobody's injured. And it looks like a lot of things actually tick down very slowly, at least. Yeah, the problem is none of my characters are particularly hungry, so it's like, consume a basic meal. Do I need to? Tracing charcoal. Okay. Bonus that. Support cards.
I assume you're just
How do I... Oh.
shuffling things around until... What?
I can't use that yet. I think we have to upgrade one of these rooms or get the extra skill.
Hmm.
What's moonshine used for? Study code, so now we can get into the study. Drink this, to calm your mind. So study code, a slip of creased card. Inscribed with neat lines, numbers, and symbols, it appears to be a key code of some kind. The reverse surface, the image of the key is stamped in blue ink. So we can work with this in the machine room.
Hmm.
Oh. Guess I'm just gonna have him keep searching in the area.
So it's the next morning that the doctor arrives.
Yeah, the doctor is gonna be showing up soon.
Okay.
So, I think we're about to get them. It looks like the characters are starting to get a bit more tired.
Oh yeah, definitely. What are they? A third on their way to being sleepy?
I'm going to move him over here, seeing as we are not actually in as dire of need of food.
Who is Caligar?
I'm pretty sure that's the doctor.
Oh, okay.
Okay, we have a puzzling journal. It's another, like the cryptic journal.
Torn pages.
Looks like they're getting a lot more tired now.
Ooh.
So we now have access to the machine room.
Oh, the study.
Gideon's note.
To whoever finds this note, do not follow my path. You will not find us. They have their threads in us, all of us. They pull and we cannot resist. If you seek us out, you too will be lost. If I can, and before it's too late, I will close the doors, I will shatter the gates, and scatter the fragments. And I beseech you, do not follow. I've made such errors of judgment, such acts of vanity and greed, and for what?
This does not bode well. First evidence of Lord Akron we find in his garbled, paranoid rant. Perhaps Gideon was trying to escape the communion's grasp, or perhaps his occult obsessions really had driven him insane. Aster looks disturbed.
I ain't no detective, but perhaps the Lord was up to no good and this is him trying to cover his tracks.
Atticus's brows knit together with suspicion.
He could be trying to set up someone to take the blame for whatever happened to his family. Or maybe he just went mad, sitting up here with all his weird books. Do not be so quick to judge. Lord Akron was an accomplished academic. I don't think we can simply dismiss his writings as the babblings of a madman. I feel there's some truth to his words, disturbing as they may be, but it's too soon to say what this outburst really means.
Okay, so we also have a simple trowel, so we can now go to the courtyard.
Had opened a gate or a path and was scattering it. Oh, well, there's a fragment. That goes into the composer.
Yeah, almost assuredly. I'm going to leave it over here just in case we have other things to compose together.
Mm-hmm.
Luckily, we have this massive temporary storage.
Yeah, that's quite substantial.
Let's see. I'm going to move the night lamp here. Aster and let her sleep. Because that should tick that down. Let's see. Are we currently progressing? We are currently progressing. Okay. Focus our efforts elsewhere for a while. Oh. They're still going.
I still think it's interesting that they have to forage for their food around the mansion. That they weren't sent with ample supplies.
Yeah. I mean, I think Atticus Hawk is ample supplies.
Mm-hmm.
We also have Gift of the Snake.
Yeah, she said that dreams were troubling her in a little dialogue before. Coiling, can I see that? Gift of the Snake?
Sure.
Coiling around my limbs like a second skin, but I'm not afraid. They hiss, they caress, whispering dark secrets to me. A vision from a dream, a source of inspiration. So that was the dream that she had had.
I'm going to move all the plus items over here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
The limbo of stuff and things.
Question, is this... Okay, this is a dining room. And yeah, that cleared all of her exhaustion. I'll have her eat just because why not? One of my tasks is to have a character eat. We might as well get rid of the introductory tasks. And it seems like we get plenty of goodies. Kind of consistently.
It's the middle of the night. I assume that that's what that circle at the middle of the sun symbol looks like. Okay.
Yep. Okay, so we also have Mr. Mouse.
So, Mr. Mouse lived in a house. Not his house, but the house of a great king. Some people don't want mice in their homes, but the king was always asleep and dreaming, so Mr. Mouse was free to wander the house without fear. Most mornings, Mr. Mouse would climb up the curtains and look out the windows, gazing across the ash-colored land to the evil river beyond. He knew that the river was the place where the visitors would arrive, their feet making pretty patterns in the ash-gray sand. He wanted to visit the river. He was afraid that he would get lost on the way, so instead of venturing outside, he would watch and whisper.
Now let's keep working on these. Seeker's letters. Dear Gideon, your efforts have been noticed. You are new to the communion, yet we already sense great potential in your practice. As discussed, we will aid you in your work and provide such guidance as we can. In return, you must follow that guidance and pledge yourself to our order. As you are aware, Highrook rests above the Black Sands undercoves, a network of subterranean smuggling routes and hidden chambers. An old seeker's sanctuary still lies within those caves. Descend and locate this shrine if you can. We believe objects of great power still remain there, hidden in that gloom. The communion. Okay, so we are still... Oh, no, we got to keep working at the archives. I wonder if we ever run out, or if we're just constantly... Oh, that was
the bell.
That was the midnight bell.
Well, now it's day 2.
Yeah.
So this is 6 in the morning, or no, probably just the hours leading up to dawn.
Yeah.
So they consider the day to be exactly at midnight.
Yep. So I should probably send these guys over to rest.
Yep, Hawk and Vitaly need some sleep.
Yep. Have her make more moonshine. I do wonder if there's a way for me to get rid of stuff, like extra grain. I guess we could just have the characters drink.
Can you use the grain to, make bread or something?
Nope, only moonshine.
Gift
to the monkey. Sleep is restorative.
Oh, that's his dream.
Mm-hmm.
A scampering shadow, a half-seen furry form darts around the machine room. Tools clatter and shelves creak, but the invisible interloper is helping, not hindering. A hairy hand passes you the part you require, and a chattering giggle fades into the air around you. A lingering vision, a source of inspiration.
Alright, so let's have him keep working on this. I stack puzzling journals. The answer is no.
Any more journal entries? Or are they just saying that they're a journal?
So these are just inspiration items.
That one said it was a cipher.
I think she actually failed to make that moonshine. Whatever. And I should have Hawk rest.
Oh, definitely. He's been out hunting hares this whole time. He's exhausted. Yep.
Glad to see it actually, tells you, though.
Oh, there we go.
All right.
Oh, wait.
So there's a chemical worksheet.
Dr. Caligar looks like a full-on witch doctor.
Apologies for my late arrival. I had to visit a patient in Direwitch yesterday. The fellow had developed calcskin's compliance. Bones like rubber. Most intriguing.
Dr. Caligar's fingers lace and unlace.
Coincidentally, my guild was summoned here recently to tend to the Akron's son. He was suffering from an unusual infection. Unfortunately, my colleagues were unable to diagnose the cause.
Dr. Caligar, your late arrival is of no matter. We've barely unpacked our own equipment. The mansion is somewhat disturbed and various chambers are inaccessible, sealed with mechanist locks. I believe that one of these locations may house a simple laboratory that you could make use of, when we gain access.
Ah, I suspected as much. My colleagues sensed foul play when they visited here before. Lord Akron was adamant that our team should not investigate without his supervision. Luckily, a junior analyst had the foresight to retain the laboratory code. We should be able to gain access using the copy that I have here.
Very smart, Miss Caligar, but you don't surprise me. You were sharp as a blade when you fixed me up and my crew from keel fever last spring. Saved us from a right wrecking, you might say.
Atticus seems almost coy.
I owe you one. If you need any alchemy supplies or help with shifting stuff, just let me know.
Okay, move that there. Let's see. Can she work? No. Well, I guess she can work in the courtyard. Dig.
Can we see what her profile says? Head of Infectious Studies. So, also the King Cross Yard. Skill with the syringe and the scalpel is second only to her ability as a laboratory technician. Rarely seen without her mask, even by her colleagues, she hides her face and her history under a raven's brow. Or the raven's brow.
Interesting. She actually is an alcoholic.
Uh-oh.
Conditions: alcoholism. If the addiction is not fed, the sufferer suffers. Character will suffer an injury each dawn unless they have a drink of alcohol in the previous 24 hours. Staying sober will eventually remove the condition.
So, the question is, do you feed it or do you try to cure her?
I think for now, I don't know.
You've so much moonshine.
Yeah. Oh, is this task focus? 2.
That lab code. Do you need Caligar
No.
for that lab code?
I need a higher stat. Oh, there we go. Now it's working. Yeah, I need an inspiration to make it work.
So the gift of the snake would allow you to, say, have a higher stat in the chapel, perhaps. There's the lab.
Simon's note.
I'm getting sick. Must have got a cold from the caves and hurt from the necklace is still there. I'm writing this sitting in the medicine room. I'm waiting for Amy to make me a special sleepy drink. I really do not like being sick. Maybe the necklace has put a curse on me. I'd throw it off a cliff if I could. Pa did not seem to care. He's still singing his sad songs and doing his big chalk drawings. I can hear him in the chapel from my room sometimes. Hope he doesn't get sick too. Anyway, Amy says it's best not to talk to him about it at the moment. She says that he's been all quiet and strange of late. He's not like his normal self.
This note confirms what I already suspected. Simon's illness was some form of otherworldly malady, contracted when his father involved the boy in his occult research. Dr. Caligar adjusts her masks and begins to pace around the room. No wonder my colleagues couldn't identify the cause of the problem. I only wish I'd been there to examine him. His description of the ailment and the pain is most intriguing.
The poor mite, his father is nothing but a coward, and sending his son into the undercoves because daren't go there himself. Meddling in dark arts is stupid enough, but including kids in such danger is unforgivable. I need to look down at us docks folk if he passed us in the street. Bah.
Atticus, it's not our role to judge Lord Acheron's morals, simply to follow his trail.
Vitaly opens his arms in an appeal for calm.
But we can agree that the son's illness was related to his father's work. We should try to find this necklace. I would like to know how it's involved in the Seeker's plans. Alright, send this away. So we have Dreamleaf, which can be moved up to the laboratory, as well as
Fragile
a rusted
Road.
box. But I don't think we can do anything with the rusted box for a moment. We need another Dream of the Monkey to get access to that one. Okay, question is... Okay, so he can also dig.
Caligar came a little bit fatigued as well.
Came overnight, probably. I'll just have her rest. Alright, there we go. Another chemical worksheet. Oh, what's he good at? Incantation, songs, dreams. Yeah, not much I can do with that. Could have him eat. You know what?
You want someone to try a mushroom? That would give you an inspiration, but
not the kind I need. So I think I will just be patient.
Are you sure you don't want to go to the study with the scholar?
Oh. Certain things go into the study. Oh, so these, I guess, do. However... gift the monkey is only a +1? Oof. Oh, but we have the booster matrix. Dreamleaf requires 2. I don't know what that's going to get us exactly.
So after you're done with the archives, are you going to go to the study?
Yeah,
I feel like that's something
I'll take him
that
to the study next.
Vitaly would excel at.
Okay, so it's a puzzling journal. Yeah, that has the easier work. Okay.
Faded folios and watermarked journals are scattered across the ancient ink-stained desk. Pale candlelight picks the edge of the gilded tomes, trembling in draughty air. Huh. Oh, Dr. Caliga.
Dream draught, a tonic frowned upon by the dispensaries of King Cross Yard. It's said to be a powerful soporific, and one that elicits wild dreams.
Caligar studies the bottle, swirling the contents around.
Lord Akron was growing the leaves that make this potion. If we're able to use a dose in place of the light lamp when we sleep, we might find out why.
Well, now we have 2 of these. Let's see.
Then you'll start to go mad.
Probably, yes. Okay, we got another piece.
Another piece of the puzzle. It looks like a square piece of paper with a... definitely one of those arcane circle drawings. Even the composer menu seems to have that.
Okay, so we also have a delivery note.
Oh. This is from an SM.
Dear X, please find your order enclosed. Firstly, the soporific draught that you requested from King Cross. Be aware that its effects can be quite potent. Take a dose in place of your usual nightcap to encourage exotic dreams. Secondly, the vellum from Deep Spire Library. Our operator could not retrieve the entire folio, but did extract the page that you described. As usual, there is no return process should you decide that the item is not what you require. We must also remind you that it would be imprudent to mention this or any of our transactions in public.
SM.
I guess Aster's getting sleepy again. I guess I could actually use one of the dream draughts with her.
Yeah, who would benefit from the dream draught? A chemist's bottle holding a swirling blue liquid. It smells faintly of dusk and rainfall. The herbal brew within is rumored to spark vivid dreams. If we're daring, we might replace the night lamp with this brew to see what dreams will come.
We get another gift to the monkey. More Dreamleaf and Focus Fern.
Focus Fern?
Oh. Something... Oh, it's a type of, like, tea.
Mm-hmm. But it might be able to improve stats or focus?
Yeah. Okay, so we also get some more catalytic powder. Some of those things. I'm probably just going to have him keep working on this. I wonder how the characters level up. Oh, an echo.
Oh, is that the boy?
A shadow of a child is here. Sometimes his presence flickers like a candle.
Increase the madness level of nearby characters every hour? Wait, where's the boy?
Here in the archives. He just popped in. So Gideon's note 1.
The Dreamleaf potions are working. I took another one last night at bedtime, and in my slumber I saw it, a relic of Valhassa. A glowing shard of light, an ancient pendant buried in a deep chamber of the Undercoves, just as the Seekers said. I sent Simon down to find it. My old eyes are worse than his, and he loves to explore the caves. He is nimble, and the Ichthys sleep even lower than the Seekers' caves, so I knew he'd be safe.
The Ichthys?
Ichthys.
Are they some kind of terrible nightmare monster?
Might be. So I knew he'd be safe. Following the outline of my dream, he found the pendant, returning it proudly to me, his eyes bright with excitement. I hope one day to show him the wonders he helped bring forth, but for now, just a few more fragments and I can complete the first steps of my journey.
We have another puzzling journal.
So-
Let's see.
Is anyone experiencing madness, or as long as you
Not
avoid the
yet.
archives?
As long as I ignore the archives, I'm curious about...
Or it's counting down to when it unlocks.
Mm-hmm. Get another one of these.
Mm-hmm.
So I might as well start lining those up. Let's see. Gideon's notes 2.
I have the Volhassatir and the fragments to accompany it, but at what cost? My son brought more than just the relic back from the depths. He's afflicted with some unearthly wasting disease. The doctors from King Cross could not help him, and he's now so frail that I fear he may not recover on his own. I hope to find some assistance for him via my work, or from the Seekers. Perhaps the cure lies somewhere within the walls of Nibiru. In the meantime, I'm sealing the chapel. Just as I've closed the laboratory, I don't want anyone else to stumble across my work and end up injured.
Yeah, so getting into that chapel seems to be key.
Who's sleeping? They're sleepy enough.
Are you going to be using the dream draught at all?
I should.
'Cause
I'll
would
have
ass-
Vitaly do it.
Mhm.
Okay, so it looks like you only get madness if you're in the same room as the boy.
Mm-hmm.
We have a healing sprig.
And an oil bud. Renowned for their healing properties. Okay, so can be used in the laboratory for restorative.
Yep, both of these can. So I guess the Mechanist can actually do stuff here as well.
Yeah.
What if we can have characters team up, maybe?
What a restless night. What dream did they have? They didn't...
Nothing.
Nothing at all.
Vitaly, you get the drink a drink. And then I should probably think about feeding some people.
Why are there birds?
I don't know.
Tweeting at night.
Okay, so we get some machine oil. Useful lubricant. Now we have the healing sprig. Let's see, anything else? Yeah, we have a cryptic journal. But I need...
And someone can get a vision right away from the app, right? But it might be detrimental.
Yeah.
Now, I know that the timers... Yeah, there's definitely timers on the food. You don't want them to go to waste.
Yeah, but that's hours. So we have like 14 hours before that food goes bad.
Mm-hmm.
Dream of cliffs.
A drawing from a dream, hastily sketched on torn notepaper. I'm standing in a sea of sallow grass, the wind folding around my feet in waves. A pale child, the Acheron's son, is here. He looks at me quizzically and then points towards the silhouette of a rocky granite outcrop on the distant bleak cliffside. When I turn back, he is gone, but the shape of the stone stays in my mind as I wake. Perhaps this is somewhere within sight of the mansion. Ooh.
So I think we can do this if I use the tracing charcoal.
Oh, so he's copying the pages.
Yep. Tracker's guide. Move the spyglass because we can take the Dream of the Cliffs and put it in the cliff top. Get access to that.
Mm-hmm.
We have access to a couple more things we can make.
So do you think Atticus is going to find the cliff?
Possibly. Ah, Alti is another
Alti.
boost. Probably start trying to cook that meat. Hopefully these characters gain skill levels and don't fail tasks as much. The vision was true.
Oh,
Simon's note.
Simon's note.
I did it. I took the necklace and hid it in my den. Pa forgot to lock the chapel, so I got in and stole it. It took a terrible long time.
Terrible isn't spelled correctly. I think that's cute that they added these details.
It took a long time to get it here.
and it was weird heavy to carry. I'm all tired and hurting from being so poorly. Why? It's almost as though Simon's writing is starting to degrade a little bit.
I think also
He was more
that might
coherent
be
before.
that might be a proper phrasing for the time.
Hurting from being so poorly.
I think I've heard that before, but I could be wrong.
Okay.
I know I should not have taken it. I'll be angry, but I don't want it to hurt him or Ma. Maybe now it's outside the house, I might get better too. I hope so. I'm sorry.
We have the Valhassa tier, task support level 1. Ooh.
A small pendant composed of a simple brass clasp holding an eerie blood red crystal. The interior of the tier seems to glow with liquid illumination, as if it holds a strange boiling mist. The tier was recovered from the Valhassian burial site and brought to the Black Sands during the Veld War. It was said that it can provide the wearer with the power of insight, but will extract a toll on the user's body in return. Items of the occult power such as this might be enhanced given the right location and offering. So probably if you bring it into the chapel or the forge, but nah, you probably don't want to tamper with the crystal that much.
Atticus Hawk cannot dream.
Oh.
At least he cannot dream well.
Wait, you're still giving him a dream draught?
No, it's just in the room with him. Because we get bonuses for more.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. She good at substances, devices, tiers, paths. Oh. Another one of these.
Seeker's Letter.
Dear Gideon, the fragments of lore you are compiling are symbolic shards, scraps of scattered knowledge. They may seem incomprehensible in isolation, but gather them all and absorb their lessons. Only then will you assemble the whole. Will a new rite be formed? The opening eye, the ashen hammer, the fallen sky, the broken spear. Each incantation opens the mind to deeper power knowledge. Persist, brother. You are close to communing with the first circle of Nibiru. Once the eye has been opened, you will truly begin to see the glory that awaits. Gideon's note. Simon's illness is worsening. The communion tells me that the only cure lies in pressing onwards, but I've already unleashed things I'd never wanted to see. This morning, the spawn of the first circle came again, writhing putrid grubs, spilling out the cracks in the floorboards. I do not know how to appease them, and I'm so tired. Things are becoming untethered. In my fatigue, I have mislaid the Valhassa tier, or it has mislaid itself.
No, Simon stole it.
I must begin hiding the tools and ritual fragments. I cannot have my family fall prey to their effects again.
Okay, put him back in the Codex library. Oh, Echo's in the dining room, so I can't do anything with that.
Another dream drop. I guess I might as well put it up in here.
I wonder if we'll be able to appease the spirit of Simon or talk with him at some point.
Maybe. Probably.
A ruined
Put that
pot.
in the
Debris
study.
from the abandoned cliff tops.
Probably finish working on this oil bud, whatever it is. He's done. Move it here. Start checking out that pot. And I don't need to use the tracker's guide at the moment. Did she dig? No. Unmat's pots. So another upgradable item.
The rooms around this... Oh, it's kintsugi.
Yay.
Kintsugi repaired pot. For those of you who don't know, kintsugi is a Japanese art of putting broken pots back together again, usually with metals like gold. And so it's actually really pretty aesthetic. Seems to glow faintly, like glyphs traced on ember. Indika Unmat was a respected herbalist, known for her exotic, and sometimes unorthodox, dishes. She claimed that the culinary benefits of this urn derived from the expert selection of spices she kept within it. Her competitors were less generous, asserting that any special flavoring came from the mysterious metal that held the shards together.
Okay, probably just back to working on that. Let's see. Let's do another dream draught. Since there's only so much I can do at the moment. Our catalytic part.
That's interesting. Some of the music is muffled when you pause.
Oh yeah.
I was wondering why it was flickering in and out.
Dream of a lost book.
A vision drawn from a dream, hastily recorded on torn notepaper. I am adrift in the air, like a mote of dust suspended from the fragrant air in the dining room. Someone has been drinking, a tired-looking man, in a crumpled gown and broken spectacles. Lord Akron. He sighs, wiping something from his eyes as he places the card on the table in front of a ragged journal. The card is inscribed with some sort of machine code. He places it loosely into the journal and finishes his drink. Stumbling to his feet, he knocks the book from the table. It tumbles to the floor, sliding underneath a nearby cabinet. So do you need to you need to go to the dining room and...
Yep, but it has to be somebody that has the sensations stat.
Mm-hmm.
We also have Vitali's note.
Okay. Well, it's Vitali's.
Yep. I was trying to remember, just like, wait, who's Vitali again? And it's like, oh, right, this guy.
Mm-hmm.
Atticus is a simple thug. The man clearly has no understanding or appreciation for anything he can't immediately hold or see. He's an unsophisticated bear, something I might even find appealing in other circumstances. But I must remain focused on our task. Let's see. On our task, and advocate for brains over brawn. Sure that Bleakhurst sent me here because of my interest in arcane texts. They may disapprove of my specialism publicly, but they benefit from it privately. Despite common belief, many occult theories promoted by the Seekers have authentic grounds. It would be a great vindication if I were to unearth proof here that my focus of study was not in vain.
Another booster matrix.
Undoubtedly for mechanisms.
Okay,
the vision was true.
Coded journal. That's a 3, though.
So not even Vitali will be able to unearth what's inside it?
Not at the moment. We need to level up. Or...
Also, that Raven's cap is going to go away.
Yeah. Now that I can heal myself. Air of nausea.
Ooh. Mushrooms disagree with me. That must have been on the turn. The ripe flesh has left a sickening scent in the air. And you can't move it, I assume, right?
Nope, gotta wait. Let's see. I wonder if the reason why I'm not able to cook the meat is because I already have some. Oops. Because that one's gonna go away.
No! And you can't eat in the dining room. Because of the nausea.
Yep, it's okay.
I was wanting you to keep track of those. Who needs the food the most?
Hawk, probably.
Mm-hmm.
It's about time for my characters to actually eat. Yep. Yeah, so I think we just have kind of a secret upper limit on how much food we can have stored.
Mm-hmm. Uh-oh, the ghost.
Yep. Bad timing, but not heinous.
Yeah, so Hawk is actually starting to get a little bit of that madness or delirium.
You're right. Let's see. Might as well have him sleep. I don't know if it's gonna get rid of madness. That's also what moonshine probably is. Let's see.
That was a good kip.
Yep.
Kip must be another word for sleep? Oh.
Let's get
So
some
the
more.
scholar can't look at that journal?
Now he can. We needed the owl tea that we just got.
It's blue, so it would have the benefit.
Yep. Guess I can have him dig while we wait. A requirement not met. Oops.
At this point, are you largely just piling on various items with the same stats into the rooms where they're most needed?
Somewhat.
Chapel code. Yeah, it's a key code of some kind. On the reverse surface, the image of a mouth is stamped in purple ink.
Okay, and that requires 2. That should be fine. Yeah, so effectively we're building up bonus items that we can use to unlock more complex resources and things. Yep. So it won't let me do that. That's fine. We've got the machine oil. Do the oil bud next.
Oh, Aster's exhausted.
That's okay. First we have...
Ooh, Seeker's letter.
Brother Acheron, we understand that in recovering the tear, your son has been hurt. It's unfortunate and regrettable. But do not swerve from your path now. The knowledge and power you will acquire can cleanse your son of any ailment, voidborn or otherwise.
Voidborn.
You must reach further into the inner circles of the unseen twin. Only there you will find the power to heal your son, and fortify your family for what is to come. Prepare your summoning chamber, assemble the rite of the opening eye, and speak with the key, the guardian of the first circle. You must pass through the darkness to reach the illumination beyond, the communion. At last, the fog begins to clear. The Seekers are trying to contact Nibiru, a mythical domain of cosmic power, an unseen isle that lies hidden outside of natural time and space.
Vitaly frowns, looking concerned yet excited.
Engaging with these histories is enlightening, but it is also dangerous.
I think we can assume that Gideon has already begun his journey down that path. The chapel has clearly been used for ritualistic practices. Aster examines the thick oak door. We can assume it was locked to prevent his family from discovering his work. If he was hiding his activities here, then what might await us on the other sealed chambers, or in the other sealed chambers? But yep.
Okay, we also have Gideon's note.
I heard the hounds again last night, and I could not decide if their howling was real or just echoes in my mind. I've barely slept. Simon's condition is worsening. Must find a solution either in words or actions. The eye will not close again. I must find a way to blind it while I seek the cure. I can still see the key in my dreams, her bifurcated head, that dark gaping maw.
Whoa, wait a minute.
The key.
Because Simon is clearly dead, we've seen his spirit around, but the eye has been open and cannot close again, so I assume he's having regrets. But the key... Ooh, so just completely split in half, gaping maw. Is the gaping maw between the pieces of the head, perhaps?
Maybe.
But no, I am a seeker now, even without this ceremony. I will step beyond the threshold. I will compel the instruments of Nibiru to obey me.
We have a coded journal. Task focus 3, so that's right out until we... Well, I mean, I guess we have some focus fern that we can work on.
Because that will help you make the alti?
Mm-hmm. More machine oil. Move him back here.
Aster really needs to sleep, by the way.
Yep. Okay, there's the owl tea that we need. Chemical worksheet, but that goes up here.
Mm-hmm.
Guess that gets me some more dream draught.
Okay, so no dreams.
Yeah. It seems like there's kind of a hard cap on how many I can have. Oop. Caligar's note.
I've only been here a few days, but this place is already beginning to get under my skin. It doesn't help that I can't access my own medicine here. I need to find some organic evidence of the family if I'm able to properly employ my skills. But as always, the discovery of a body would have a double-edged event. The intrigue of an organic trail paired with the grief of yet another death. And I have seen too much death in my work already. It's why I blunt the sharpness of the world with drink. On another note, it seems that I have met the hireling Atticus before. I do remember the incident at Eldworth and his hulking presence. He's a crude man, but an impressive physical specimen.
I think they had implied that Hawk was being coy with her.
Yep.
Maybe they are crushing on one another.
Maybe.
package of some sort has been delivered.
Atticus just leather-bound box with his boot.
I didn't see anyone drop it off, but I guess we need to keep an eye out for any other stuff that may appear.
Indeed, Atticus. I recall that the Akrons often employed couriers to gather items from the town, especially as they began to withdraw from Black Sands themselves.
Document box goes up here. Oof, that's a 3. Dream of a needle.
Ooh, the sound of a distant rainstorm blends with the dying crackle of a guttering candle. Moonlight will soon be the only illumination in this chamber, its watery light casting long shadows across scarred desks covered in scattered journals and torn pages. So, the study.
Well, no, it's probably the Lord's chamber, the schoolroom.
Oh,
we've already been in the study.
Lord's chamber could have a study, like a desk of its own. Yeah, or the child's schoolroom, you're right. The head and folded arms of an insensate man. Insensate. I've not actually ever seen that word.
Huh.
I think it's without sensing, without acknowledging their surroundings.
Lacking sense or understanding. Foolish.
Foolish. Okay. Of an insensate man have pushed aside the books and quills to use the wooden surface as an awkward pillow. His breathing is deep and slow, and his sleep holds no dreams. The source of his slumber, a glinting medical syringe, lies discarded in a low, dark drawer.
Okay, I can probably make this at the very least. Let's see. Caligar needs to rest. Vitali is good. They're getting hungry. Oh, but we have no food at the moment.
Caligar's getting sleepy as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I'll put Caligar to bed immediately after this. Another healing dose. So I think I have an upper limit of 2 of everything before it's like, you can't do more of this.
Mm-hmm.
Which, I mean, makes sense. It's kind of an artificial, it's a way to limit
so that you can't hoard everything.
Yeah. Because we might as well give her a dream draught, because it also lets you rest.
So do you think you'll be able to...
Oh.
What?
Catalytic powder.
What's Mr. Tubbs the cat? A portly barrel of soft gray fur. This cement gray cat purrs industriously as he stalks the rooms of the house. Unperturbed by the living or the dead, he maintains an air of self-sufficiency, never mewling for food or clawing for attention, an independent gentleman. His collar offers a name, but no provenance, and he's not referred on any residence lists. Regardless, he patrols the corridors in the manner of a landlord inspecting his domain, pausing here and there to permit the occasional scratch behind his gray velvet ears.
So if he shows up in the dining room, guest rooms or the kitchen, we can interact with him.
I wonder then if he's a Russian blue cat.
Possibly.
Remember that one that we had pet over in Hungary?
That was a pretty cat.
Outside of Budapest, we were staying at a place, and yeah, the family had this cat that would kind of patrol the courtyard, and they were awfully cute.
Okay, Vitellius eating. Hawk could use a nap.
Though usually Russian blues have green eyes rather than yellow, but I suppose some have yellow too.
Oh, she can do mysteries. We can open up that coded journal.
Yes.
Yep. He's just going to be moving around.
But what does he do when he moves around?
I don't know. We can interact with him.
Can perform tasks with this card in the dining room, guest room, and kitchen.
Mm-hmm. But not at the moment. Okay, so Hawk needs a nap. Put him there. And just keep some more moon grain. Okay, so we have Gideon's note. 6.
He was dying. I had no choice. I summoned the key while the veils were still thin, and I demanded that she take him into the gardens of the First Circle. The rot will stop there. He cannot worsen, but he cannot stay long without protection. He will become ash. He will wither away. I will raise myself further. I can enter Nibiru of my own volition. I will compel the needle to cure Simon. I will bring him home. Sophia must not know. It is best that she believes... Oh, it's best that she believes that I have sent him to some private city infirmary. Once I have returned, she will see the reasoning and the glorious path ahead for all of us. But the shadow is cast long across this house. But perhaps there's still time. What has Acheron done? He's really offered up his own child to some eldritch horror? Real monsters are rotten seekers. It don't matter to me. It's abduction, plain and simple.
Atticus clenches his fists.
We must find the boy, but I don't care if Gideon's ever seen again.
Yes, Atticus. It seems he's made a pact with the Communion, or entities that they revere, to hide this from his wife. Such arrogance. Sophia Acheron is no idiot. Her intellect is easily a match for her husband. She will not be fooled. Aster adjusts her goggles anxiously. Do you think they're one and the same?
Oh.
She seems to be very quick to jump to... And with the mask and everything?
I don't know. Maybe.
That or she knows Sophia.
Yeah.
Either like a personal friend or a sibling or
she's just worried about demons.
That too. But of more pressing concern, who is this key? A demon? A seeker? Or something else?
If my memory serves me correctly, the key is an instrument of Nibiru, the chief doorstep of the unseen twin. If Gideon has awoken such an entity, then we will face more fearsome dangers than the Communion's thugs. Alright, so we also have this. I think that's where it goes.
Mm-hmm.
And
Looks
then
like
we still
it.
have Dream of a Needle, but I need more stuff before I can actually get that one. Let's see, Dream of a Monocle. Oh, which we didn't actually start.
There's another tracker's guide. Is that just the buff? Mm-hmm. The cat purrs.
Guess I might as well go back to this. Irving's eyepiece. Ah, another upgradable item.
Wow, they have a lot of lore for this one.
Oof, yeah.
This rose-tinted monocle is constructed with an exotic bulbous lens that improves the clarity of smudged or faded text. The lens itself comes from a set of polished glass discs found in an ornate chest washed ashore in Ashport during the Great Coriolis storm a few years ago. Once the quality of the lenses was realized, they became much sought after, exchanging hands for extortionate sums across the city. Arlo Irving, head archivist of the Venatus Institute, was one of the first to commission eyewear manufactured with such lenses. Irving directed the reconstruction of Venatus's famous yet crumbling library. He had Hawk's eye for detail and whimsically claimed that he could read the books through their covers, but it was generally surmised that his remarkable acuity came from some magical quality imbued in the monocle itself.
So we can use that as a boost whenever we're in the library. Okay. Anything
Just in the
else?
library or the archive, not in the study?
No. See how it has the little page symbol? So that's the only stat that it's useful for. At least in the moment.
Left top.
Okay, who is hungry? Caligar. You need some food. Everything else is looking kind of doable. Oh, we have a cryptic journal here. I don't know why I ended up in that room. I guess I'm just gonna have him continue searching. We're just gonna have Aster hang out, I suppose.
Are you ever going to use the gift of the snake in the chapel, or we have nothing to use with it yet?
Yeah, we currently have nothing to interact with.
What about the tier?
This is another booster, task support. It's not something we interact with.
Okay.
It's just something we use as a bonus.
But also using the tier and the gift of the snake might just open the doorway. Mr. Tubbs hissing.
Oh, we did get some tracing charcoal. Oh, get out of there.
Oh, the ghost.
Okay, so we were kind of capped out on a lot of stuff. I mean, I suppose gonna interact with the Raven's cap.
Ooh, Gift of the Owl.
There we go. That's what we need.
Sees between the furrows, between the lines, rooted out its prey with patience and perception. So that's the owl.
Okay, she can do substances. We have another healing sprig, but I don't think I can do anything with it. He can go up here. Probably open up the study next.
Mm-hmm.
Or not the study, Dream of the Needle. Because I hope they'll give us another room.
Whoa, something happened.
Okay, so we get some more machine oil. We get some raw meat. I'm going to move this into the dining room. Some more tracing charcoal, which is actually really nice. We get a glinting syringe.
Hmm.
A bright needle winks under stained glass cylinder. A medical hypodermic commonly used to extract or inoculate the blood. A dirty tube makes it hard to tell which of these it was used for last. We can investigate that. I think I'm going to put Aster to bed. Bring her up here and open up this cryptic journal. Have him keep searching. Because we don't need to that badly.
Ooh.
Okay. It's because I have them all lined up.
Mm-hmm.
So we get one of those. Gideon's note. I cannot find my tools anywhere. It's as if the house is shifting around me. Scraps and relics wandering room to room. I'm so weary with study and drained from ritual.
Do you know what I think it is, though? In his absent-mindedness and stuff, haven't so many of these objects, rolled under a cabinet?
Yeah.
Were dropped in a book? Do you understand what I mean?
Yep.
I think it's not that his items are disappearing so much as he's just misplacing them.
Yep. Okay, I'm so wearied from study and drained from ritual that I cannot think straight. I'm attempting to keep track of the fragments, and I know I should acquire replacements if need be, but I fear I'm stumbling into the darkness without the protections I need. Communion is urging me on, offering support from afar, but they are not subject to the nightmares that I see in every shadow.
Which is why you should question why you're serving them.
Okay, so we can keep investigating that, but we also have a blood vial that can be used in the chapel.
Yeah, so that was blood extracted from the vial? Well, not the vial, the syringe.
Have him rest. We don't have anything else. Might as well cook that meat. Have some more tracing.
Uh-oh. My vitality fades, Caligara says.
It's because she hasn't been drinking her boozahol.
Oh, is that what the wounds are?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Go there. And that heals her to full. Wow, that's super nice.
Oh.
Okay. Keep studying that. See if there's anything else there. Who's the most hungry? Aster, actually. Oh, and I still do have the document box.
How do you unlock that?
I need more chemical boosters, which I currently do not have. Well, we just got a chemical worksheet. I'm gonna move the healing dose down here. Oh, I see. So this just gets me more. So let's leave that for now. So I need one more chemical boost. I guess I can go digging.
Caligar will need sleep at some point as well.
Yeah, okay. I'll have her dig, then sleep, because that might actually get me what I need as well.
Can't someone interact with tubs in the kitchen?
Yes, somebody can interact with tubs in the kitchen.
Hopefully a positive task.
Task with this card in the dining room. We might need something else.
Maybe you need a treat for him?
Yeah, something we don't have in the moment. I think is the answer. Okay. There's our catalytic powder. We can pop that open. think she can do it. Yep. But yeah, at least at the moment, do not know exactly what to do with Mr. Tubbs. And that's fine.
I think he bears some important... Oh, do you want to...
Yep, but first, letter.
This is from a V.
New pilgrims at Highrook. A reopening is in hand, but you do not appear to be seekers. I pray you have the insight to act wisely, where Gideon acted without real consideration. Akron was a talented scholar, but his downfall was to trust the communion. Their knowledge and ambitions are flawed and naive. His use of the Dreamleaf led to his discovery of the tear, but his subsequent actions were rash and ill-informed. I hope that your progress will be more enlightened. To this end, I offer you a part of the whole you seek. Make good use of this gift that we might speak again.
All right, so we can now do composition.
Ooh.
The opening eye.
Oh no. A right to break the threshold of the first circle, a knock on the gates of Nibiru. Draw an arched door upon the wall in white chalk. Circumscribe the form in a circle, and at the apex of the arch draw a 12-pointed star. With your forehead pressed against the star, sing the song of the autumn key. Hold the edges of the frame, stare beyond the wall, eyes wide, until the tears drop to the floor. Ew, so you're just holding your eyes open until you tear up? Close your eyes, close your mind, and open the door.
The fragments have formed the opening eye, the ritual that seekers urged Gideon to complete. It's a window.
Window.
It's a mace window. A window into Nibiru's hidden domain.
Vitaly shuffles around the chamber, nervous but excited.
Might seem foolish, but I think we must perform this rite to further our investigations. Vitaly, are you mad? These evil rites should be burned, not performed. We should look for the Acherons here in the real world.
Atticus shakes his head vigorously.
Gideon may have been insane, but we need not follow him into his lunacy.
I hear you, Atticus, but it's clear that Gideon was determined to carry out this ritual. Perhaps we can find fresh tracks by replicating his actions. If you trusted my judgment during the Keel fever epidemic, then please, remain in step with us now.
Aye, Miss Caligar, you pulled me and my boys through that outbreak. I still owe you for that.
Atticus wrings his hands uncertain.
I'm not happy with Vitaly's plan. It won't end well, but I'll do as you ask, for now.
Alright, so that goes in here. That requires 3. Luckily, we've gifted the snake as well.
Also the Bahasa tear.
Yeah, but that hurts me, so I'm going to avoid that.
Oh, okay.
Okay, do we have anything else waiting here? No, it looks like we're very much in a holding pattern.
You might want Hawk to sleep.
Yeah, I can take Hawk over, make him sleep. Nobody else is terribly injured, sleepy, or insane.
Is Tubbs okay? Oh, there he is.
Yeah, he's just hanging there.
Okay.
He's living his best Tubbs life. Oh, I have to actually start the task. Oops. Alright, we will eat. We are good. Nothing bugging us.
Oh, Tubbs is in the dining room, but you don't have what he needs.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need to have the right food.
Mm-hmm.
Or something with them. Maybe... Oh. Simon.
The world melts into a watery gloom. A vision shimmers in view as if stepping through a waterfall.
Wait, no, that's not in his voice. That's the
that was the narrator.
That's the narration. The world melts into a watery gloom. A vision shimmers into view as if stepping through a waterfall.
Hello? Are you from the outside? Have you come to take me home? Please take me home. It's so strange here. Roots like worms, and worms like roots. I don't like it. I can't get out. I'm slow and empty, falling asleep. Am I dreaming? The one who brought me here won't take me home. She comes and goes, singing like a howling star, her head all broken up.
Simon's image begins to waver.
Please, tell Pa I'm sorry about the necklace, and I miss him, and Ma, and Amy, and Tubbs.
The key. Oh, so that's the Ma with a literal key in it.
Yep.
They're wearing, yeah, kind of a Victorian dress with a bunch of keys.
I am the key, the opener of gates, instrument of the end. I am the keeper of Nibiru's secret paths. You have come knocking for me to return the boy? I will not. He is dreaming in the garden of the first circle. He will sleep with the shadows on the shore, a tribute to the end. Turn back, fleshlings, lest these roads are these roads are not for you.
Ah.
We learn with each step.
But there's a ritual remnant everywhere. What evil is this?
Bad things.
Nightmare made real.
Chapter 2.
And there's a key.
Yaw.
They are awakened. The dance has begun. Parables of the Opening Eye.
Yeah, this game's cool as hell. Okay, crack in the world. And Mr. Tubbs is satisfied. So let's take a look at a couple of things. All right, so we do not... Oh. The key is returned to Nibiru, but a dark runic scar remains, etched in the floor of the chapel like a wound. A fetid draft rises from its inky outlines. This is a tear in the world, left behind in the aftermath of a dark ritual. Whilst present, this fracture might provide ingress to things from beyond. But in this fracture, we need to banish the entities it gives birth to.
What the hell was that? It felt like the sky had become an ocean and drowned us all. The Acheron boy, like a ghost. Half there and half elsewhere, thin and hollow.
Atticus rubs his eyes with grubby fingers.
That beast, that horror, its head like a broken root. Was it real? And if so, what has Gideon done? That entity was an instrument of Nibiru, a lesser demon of the end. Something I thought I would never witness.
Vitali shivers, but his response betrays an edge of excitement.
The key is the custodian of the first circle, the sentinel on the shore. I've read of such beings, but I never dreamed I'd see one.
Perhaps the window through which the key spoke was not fully closed. There's a mark here on the ground, an uncanny rift or fissure, and a card here seemingly dropped by the boy.
Caligar plucks the key card from the grimy boards.
We should monitor this scar, in case its presence conjures more nightmares. Very wise, Caligar.
We need more information on how these unholy rituals operate, and who is involved. I suspect that there are more occult texts locked in the secure cases of the archives. I'll send word to my colleagues in Venatus. Perhaps they can provide us with assistance in accessing them.
Right, but first we get out of the ritual rooms. I'm going to throw everybody in the courtyard where it seems to be currently safe. All right. I think for now, though, I'm going to leave us here. This is a really cool game. It very much is doing the stuff that I liked about Cultist Simulator and Book of Hours, but in a little bit more of a easy to discern manner. That, you know, having played similar games to this one, I often felt like I was just kind of flailing at the dark, and this seems a lot more, admittedly on rails, but in a way that, like, is more approachable to me. And also I like the fact that there are 4 protagonists that we have that have their own kind of thoughts and feelings on the matter at hand. I think that's nice, because otherwise I just would feel kind of disconnected from what I'm doing. And also Mr. Tubbs is cute.
Yeah, what I'm wondering is, so you have all these timers, obviously related to the food, but then also to their tasks. I wonder if there are things that ever have to be completed within a certain amount of time or a certain number of days.
I don't know there's failure states on this. This doesn't seem like the kind of game that would have one. Well, okay, I think the failure state is like characters getting injured or killed. Chances are, like, there might be things that you have to deal with soon, otherwise it's going to summon more critters that you have to deal with.
Yeah, because I'm wondering, with the way that this game is constructed, without the timers, what would it be? Just drag item to one room or another? Complete task?
Yeah.
There?
Yeah. I think the timers are somewhat a relic of the Origin games, both Book of Hours and cultist simulator. And once again, I think dealing with those like remnants of the ritual that cause badness, like those are things that the real-time element is supposed to make more threatening, if that makes sense. I still kind of prefer turn-based for these things just because it lets me, you know, kind of pick a course and think. But again, I don't know. I think turn-based is just easy to comprehend, whereas real-time, even there, for example, it was unpausing for brief seconds between cutscenes. And so we actually took a bunch of madness because I couldn't interact with those ritual pieces because it's like, no, you have to interact with this other thing. It's like, yes, but my characters are going insane. Let me touch something else, but alas. Anyway, might as well mention at this point that the Horror at Highrook is available now on Steam. So if you want to pick it up and play it yourselves, just follow the link in the description below. If you like the kind of occult mystery pseudo board game games that, you know, are starting to become a little bit more common, and I certainly am excited to see more like it. It's genuinely worth picking up. I don't think it has the same level of, what would I say, depth or breadth as maybe some of its predecessors, but on the flip side, it's, I think, a much more like a stronger narrative experience. And so I'm very much going to vouch for it in that regard. But unless you had something else to say?
Oh, I'm just thinking back to how growing up I played an awful lot of point-and-click adventure games. And I'm thinking it's interesting because in those games, yes, you would have, say, a haunted house or a mansion. And you'd be going from room to room, finding clues, unlocking doors, etc. And the prerequisite for fulfilling one task was often determined by whether or not you had an item from a previous task or puzzle. And so I almost feel like this game is a two-dimensional embodiment of that because you are
yeah, I can see
solving
the adventure.
puzzles.
I can see the adventure game through line to this point.
Yeah, pretty much. It's just that in those adventure games, I suppose you would have either 2D illustrated scenes or you'd be kind of interacting in a 3D environment. And so this is a different plane. This is an over-top view. And you're not seeing the objects in the environment until you do a number of sequences or tasks in order to find them.
Yep.
Whereas in another game, you would just look with your eyes and see that your clicking reticle would become a grabby hand and go, ooh, I can interact with this. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah. Interesting. Kind of trading that interactivity with more of a management sim flavor. Technically less gameplay, but it somehow feels more, at least to me. Anyway, I guess with all of that said, if you like this video in any way, shape, or form, leave us a like. It helps more than you know. And if you want to see more rad new games every single day, then hit subscribe because we got tons to check out and show off. But for now, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.
Bye.